Email is an essential part of being a student and a professional engineer. In this video, we will cover key elements of writing an email that will help you leave a positive impression on your professors and your future colleagues and boss. First, use a clear, specific subject line. This line lets your recipient know the purpose and priority of your email. It will also allow them to search for it easily later on, should they need to find your message again. You want to use key terms like your course code and the nature of your message, such as homework question or reference request. Avoid generic lines that are unclear for the recipient, such as help needed or question. Next, make sure you open your email by naming the person to whom you are sending the message. It may seem like a little detail, but it's not. It shows respect to your recipient. Greet them with their professional title, such as Dr. Castorena or Professor Welton. Adding in hi or hello in front is acceptable too. Whatever you do, don't leave it blank. And using just a simple hey is probably too informal and best left for people like your friends. Now we've reached the body of your email. When writing an email, use the BLUF principle. Put the bottom line up front. This means that you should politely get to the point and not write unnecessary information in your message. We all get too many emails, so keep the ones you need to send short and sweet. Your recipient will thank you. For example, this email uses all the principles we've covered thus far. It has a specific subject line, a greeting that's respectful of the recipient, and it gets to the bottom line within the first two lines. I will be traveling to compete in a swim meet during this Wednesday's CE 332 lab. Would it be possible to please attend the Tuesday lab session instead? Thank you, Sarah. A few more essential email tips for success. While enrolled, please always use your NC State email account to correspond with employees. You also want to make sure you use a closing such as best, sincerely, or thank you, plus your name, so that people can confirm who the message is from. Make sure that you proofread carefully for errors. Grammatical and spelling mistakes could lead to confusion for your recipient, so make sure they can understand the message the first time you send it by ensuring that there are no silly errors. You always want to respond in a timely manner if someone sends you a request, or if they've replied to your request, you should thank them in a timely manner. Finally, only include essential recipients on your message. Don't unnecessarily tag in extra people who might not know about your situation. So now that we've covered the basics, let's put it all together and examine an example of an email sent to a professor. What's wrong with this message? Hey, I didn't understand the lecture this week. I'm having a really hard time grasping the concepts and I can't get my calculations right. So can I get some help? Well, a couple of things. First, the greeting is too informal, and there are multiple spelling and grammatical mistakes that could potentially make the email harder to understand. And finally, and most importantly, the actual request or purpose of the email is unclear to the recipient. There's extra information here that makes the message longer than needed. What really is the BLUF? Now, if we rewrote it using the simple principles for effective email, here's what the message could look like instead. Hi, Dr. Castorena. I'd like to please set up a time to meet with you for some help on this week's lecture concepts. I have a class conflict with regular office hours. Do you have availability Wednesday or Thursday? Thank you, Mohammed. Now, that's much better. The bottom line's up front and the request is clear. There's a respectful greeting and a nice closing. Follow these easy steps and you'll write a message that leaves a positive impression on your recipient.